feels great. I'd like to say it's like a homecoming. I feel like I just signed with the Canadian team. Um, but no, it's awesome. I'm a lot closer to home. I feel like everything's just coming full circle, and since I've been here, it's been very reassuring. Just the messages I've been hearing across the different losing like the different I'm losing the word. I just been getting the same message since I've been here, from top to bottom, from the weight room staff to the player development staff, from my receiver coach, OC Coach Brady. It's reassuring. It's reassuring for sure.
When you mentioned that, it feels like the Canadian team. How much of a factor was that? Like, how big was that in making this decision?
It made it very easy. Of course, it's not the Toronto Bills; it's the Buffalo Bills. So I'm extremely thankful for what I'm learning is the Bills Mafia. I'm sure they're a terrific fan base that I'm glad to be a part of. I'm very close to home, so it's easier to see family. Family can come down pretty much whenever they feel like it, because it's I learned there's no direct flights to Toronto, so you have to drive, but it probably saves you a lot of time. It's only like an hour 40 minutes. That includes the border, so I'll be home quite a bit, and I have a lot of family out here.
Do you feel pretty fortunate going from Justin Herbert to Josh Allen? It's pretty good twosome there.
Yeah, I've been blessed. I've been lucky enough to play with Justin, and I'm extremely thankful for the Chargers, from being drafted there and playing there for my 4 years, and Coach Staley and Tom Telesco, and then Joe Ortiz and Coach Harbaugh. Playing with Herbo has got me to this point, and now I'm blessed enough to play with Josh Allen. So I'm excited to get to work. I've only ever played with Justin, so you can imagine the excitement to see what it's going to be like to play with Josh and to play with this team and this organization.
Do your parents still live, and do you have other family members still in Brampton?
Toronto and Woodbridge, yeah. Yeah, I have a lot of family.
Still there?
Yes.
Other family?
Yeah, most of my family is in. I have family that's scattered, but most of the bulk is in Toronto.
So when it came down to other teams being interested, just kind of obviously being close to home is one factor. The money is a factor.
Right.
What else? What did you feel that you liked about Buffalo or the Bills organization?
Ultimately, I trusted my agent. I have a lot of trust in my agent. To be honest, I didn't really know much about Buffalo just because I've only been with one team. I am Canadian, but didn't really pay much attention to the NFL regardless. Just I was a basketball guy. I thought I was going to be in the NBA. But my agents made it very easy for me to where I said, you guys run point. Every time they would call me, and I think them hearing how calm I was in the whole process kind of scared them. It scared my dad because he was like, you're just so nonchalant. I'm like, whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen, whether I control it or not. If I'm meant to be with the Bills, I'm gonna be with the Bills. There's nothing I could do about it. So ultimate trust in my agents. They steered me the right way. They told me how much they trusted the Bills, and it made the decision very easy.
Did you have an opportunity to come to a Bills game when you were a kid? Listening to your answer, doesn't sound like maybe.
I think I came to a preseason. I might have been able to come to a preseason game when I was younger. I have been. I know that for a fact, but not a lot. Not a lot.
Bill signed another player, Michael Hoyt. He's from close where you're from. Do you know anything about him? Any interaction with him at all?
No interaction with him yet. I think I heard he was from Oakville, which is not far. My sister lives in Oakville. Yeah.
What was your family's reaction when they heard you were going to be so close?
They were happy. Instead of a 5-hour flight connecting to LA, it's an hour 40 drive. They could see me after games if they really wanted to. They could see me on a random Wednesday if they really wanted to. So I think them having that access is, alhamdulillah, I'm definitely blessed, because if I ever need them, they're right across the border. So, but of course, like I said, the message I've been getting since I've been here is how supportive the community is, how supportive the team is, how tight the team is. So it's like I'll be with two families.
So what are the Bills getting in Joey Bosa? Since you know him pretty well too.
A monster. Yeah, a monster.
Is he as good as we believe?
Yes, he is talented. Joey and I, whenever Joey and I spoke, it was more meaningful conversations because obviously he was defense, I was offense, so we didn't cross paths a lot. But whenever we spoke, we had meaningful conversations, so I'm glad that those can continue here.
You mentioned basketball being your first love. What pushed you into football?
I was naturally better at football, and my dad played football at the University of Windsor by Detroit. So I think he always knew in the back of his mind that I was going to play football. I just didn't know it yet, and he kind of steered me in that direction once I realized that I was a lot more naturally gifted and talented in football than I was in basketball, and that's when I made the decision.
If you were writing a scouting report on yourself, what would you say is your best strengths as a receiver?
I take a lot of pride in being able to run the entire route tree, being able to be outside and inside, the ability to stop, the ability to go deep, the ability to win in different situations. So being able to run, a slant route, but 5 different ways if I have to. I take a lot of pride in that, in the way I train, in the way I work out, in the way I approach the offense and the scheme. So I would say those are my strengths today.
Seems like getting separation at the top of the break is something you see when you watch you.
Right.
I feel like it helps
For
your
sure.
quarterback.
For sure. A lot of leg strengthening exercises to be able to do that. Trust me, coming from basketball to football, that wasn't easy in high school, figuring out how to stop. So I've always put a lot of emphasis on that. And, I've grown a lot in that department, and I want to be the best at it to make Josh's life a lot easier.
I know that you grew up in Canada, but you went to high school, Fort Lauderdale, St. Thomas Aquinas, right? Isn't that the same high school Joey went to?
Yes.
So, I mean, I don't think your paths crossed. He'd be a little bit older than you. It's a football-rich place, but any just sort of connection there with him at that high school?
Yeah, I played with Nick.
Okay.
I played with Nick Bosa my junior year. He was a senior. It was funny because I played with Nick and then went to the Chargers, played with Joey, and now we go to different teams and I'm still with Joey. So, the Bosas and the Palmers are fairly tight.
There's a pretty significant Bills fan base in Ontario, probably stretching all the way up into Toronto. Were you aware of that at all? And how neat is that for you to know that, from where you're from, that you've already got a pretty good, significant fan base that roots for this team?
I was aware. I was always aware as a child, just knowing that we didn't have our own NFL team, so the closest was Buffalo. So we always rooted for Buffalo. I would have a lot of friends that would go to Buffalo games because it's right across the border. But, I'm in for a surprise to learn truly how big it is because I never knew that. So it'll be good to see.
What do you anticipate the opportunity being in this offense with Joe Brady and Josh Allen for you to maybe take that next step as a playmaker?
Can you say the first part one more time?
How do you envision the opportunity in this offense with Brady as the play caller and Allen as the quarterback to maybe take a step in your game?
I envision an opportunity. There's a lot of talented guys on this team that is going to force me to elevate my game, and hopefully I can force them to elevate their games. And a lot of good guys on defense. So I think if we're all bought into wanting to be better and making other people better, then I can only imagine the offense will be better. I'm not just going to walk in here and say I'm the missing piece because that's not true at all. Like, we don't know what's going to happen. But I would like to say that they see something in me and I see something in them. So when we marry each other, it's, you hope for the best and for the success of the offense, and you want to see that flourish. And I'm excited to see how it's going to happen because the biggest thing for me is I wanted to be a part of a team that wanted me. Whoever wanted me, I want them back. So that's how I'm approaching this, and I'm ready to just get it going.
Josh, how much room do you, and by the way, I'm a Windsorite, I know the Lancers very well, but how much room do you think you still have to grow?
I think I have a lot of room left. A lot. I know I haven't even, maybe I've just scratched the surface, but I think being here, you know, they'll be able to exploit my strengths, and I'll be able to prove to them and myself that this is the reason why you guys want me here, and this is the reason why I want to be here with the passion and the dedication and the way I prepare. So hopefully I can show them that, but I feel like I have a lot more to grow, and hopefully I can be here for a long time to do it.
The impression is you played a little more Z than with the Chargers, because they had Keenan and then is that true? Or but I mean you kind of your previous answer indicated you're comfortable anywhere. But do you play a little more Z with them?
I played wherever they needed me to play. You know, when I played with Keenan and Mike, they could plug us in pretty much anywhere and just let Justin throw the ball. And even if it did look like I played it a lot or played in the slot a lot, I always prepared. So in practice, I'd play in the slot a lot. In games, you'll see that I played in the slot a lot. So yeah, I would say I play receiver. You know, I try not to say I play ZXF. I play receiver.
What are your impressions of just this receivers room? I know it's kind of early. You might not have got a chance to talk to them, but just kind of first impressions of the guys you're joining.
To be honest, if I had an iPad, I'd be able to answer your question. But I don't have an iPad. If I did, I'd be watching film yesterday. But I know they have a lot of talented guys here. You know, Khalil and Keon. Don't know too much about them just because I've been with the Chargers for so long, and my mind has just been wrapped up Chargers. But now I'm Bills. So I want to get to know everybody's strengths and weaknesses, and just help everybody grow. You know, Coach Brady was telling me that, you know, this offense everybody eats, and I'm excited to see how that unfolds. And they say a lot of selflessness on this team. So that would be great to be a part of as well.
Have you connected with Josh Allen yet?
Yeah, I spoke to him on Monday when the news broke. He called me, or he texted me that we FaceTimed and we chopped it up for a little bit.
What were your first impressions getting to talk to him?
You know, you're a little bit in shock, because with everything I was still in shock. So it was just like one thing after another. Like, I found out with the Bills, then my agent's calling me, then my parents calling me, then you get a text from Josh Allen, and you're like, okay, now I have to call him. And then, but like I'm on the phone with him, with my friend that picked me up from the airport. So then he's like, oh, Josh Allen just called you, bro. That's so cool. So, yeah, I'm still letting it all sink in, because at first when everything happens, you don't really know how to react. Like the first thing I did when I was on the phone with my parents, I just cried, just because I don't really know how to respond to it. But every day that goes by, I'm accepting the fact that, okay, I'm going to be in Buffalo. It's going to be my home. It's going to be my new teammates, my new quarterback, my new coaching staff. Hopefully I can be here as long as I can.
Are you a Raptors fan?
Of course.
Do you know that Vince Carter and Tracy McGrady are now part owners of the team?
I learned that this morning. I did learn it.
Is that who you want to meet, maybe even more than Josh Allen?
I'm more interested in Josh. But nah, those guys will be definitely cool to meet. You know, they're Toronto greats. So I'd love to meet them too, as well.
Stay in San Diego or in LA, sorry.
I think there was. I think there was. You know, when it came down to making the decision, you know, everybody was an option, but it was going to be what's the best option for me and my family moving forward, and how can I best help a team. And I felt like the Bills was the only way to go.
Do you like hockey?
I played street hockey.
Yeah.
That's about it. Hockey games are fun to go to.
Yeah.
Not so much on TV, but they're fun.
Prefer Josh or Joshua?
I've been asked this question so much today. So whatever rolls off the tongue, Josh, Joshua, Palmer, whatever. If my name is gonna be displayed somewhere, whether it's written down or anything where it's displayed or whatever, I just like Joshua. I like seeing Joshua. That makes it easier. Yeah, I like seeing Joshua. Yeah, I like seeing Joshua. But whatever comes off. Yeah. All right. Thank you guys.